Hi, this is Maria Horstman, your holistic health and insulin resistance coach and personal trainer at bfabbu.com. And today I would like to take a few minutes to clarify a few items and answer some potential questions regarding the 5-day intermittent fasting that I'm doing. And this is just to make you feel comfortable about what you're getting into it, or really actually motivate you to get into it, because I'm really excited about it. So let's start with the basics. First of all, this 5-day intermittent fasting challenge is going to be based on education, knowledge, and really is a startup for you if you have never done it, or really could be an up level if you are doing an intermittent fasting or have done in the past. So first of all, the structure is going to be based on live Facebook lives every day. And if you don't have Facebook or don't want to open an account, don't worry about it. I'm going to be recording these sessions and I'm going to be uploading to YouTube so you can catch up the next day when you get a daily email. These daily emails during these 5 days are going to constitute a scorecard, so you can keep track of a few awesome items that is focused on the day theme. And so you can actually measure where you are and where you're going and your progress. Number 2 is each day we are going to focus on an item. So day 1, by the way, these live sessions are going to be in Facebook Live inside the group BFABU Tribe. Is a closed group, and I'll be doing this live. And again, I will be recording these sessions and I'm going to be uploading to YouTube, and you're going to get a link and email, so don't feel like you're going to miss anything out. And you can always email me questions as well in case you're not participating in Facebook, okay? So day 1 is going to be about what is intermittent fasting and what is your starting point. What I mean with that is there's multiple ways to get started, and this is not a hardcore intermittent fasting kind of guideline. It's really to get you started, because the benefits are astronomical as you include this on your daily routine or in your life routine, let's put it this way. So, you know, intermittent fasting, I would say that it's going to start from 12 hours and up, meaning that you're just not going to eat during 12 hours. So hint to what intermittent fasting is. But don't worry about it if you say, oh Maria, I don't go out, you know, more than 8 hours without food. Don't worry about it. We're going to adjust so you can make progress as you go along. The important things is what you're going to be learning about intermittent fasting. Day 2, we're going to focus on the health benefits that intermittent fasting may offer. And what are your commitments for this health journey that you're gonna start with me and hopefully going forward? What kind of diseases are you trying to prevent? What kind of diseases are you trying to manage? What kind of trouble you're trying not to get into, right? So, or just could be just for you to boost your energy and your health and your stamina and clarity. So there's multiple things. We're gonna talk about that on day 2. Day 3, we're going to talk about intermittent fasting and nutrition. So again, I do not recommend anybody getting into intermittent fasting with a protocol of X to eat or W to eat or not to eat. Really is about the hours that we're going to focus first. So don't worry about the nutrition. Consider that you're going to be eating whatever you're eating today. And then on day 3, I'm going to give you my recommendation as a health and holistic coach to live life healthier and have more energy and actually manage and maybe prevent some diseases. Obviously, there's no guarantee on any of that. Day 4, we're going to talk about intermittent fasting and exercise. Can you exercise during intermittent fasting? What is the best exercise to intermittent fasting? How does that interact? How do you fit that in your day? So very cool stuff, and yes, you can exercise during intermittent fasting. Day 5, we're going to talk about going forward. What's some of the strategies for you to go forward with this? Again, if you have never done intermittent fasting, I would encourage you to take a look at this. Join this challenge. This is a safe environment for you to learn and for you to apply as much as you want to. Obviously, the benefits of intermittent fasting are, when we do this in a prolonged ways, meaning that we take this not only once in a lifetime and so on, but we actually take in and we learn and we practice this for life. Okay? So a few more questions that I've got, and I know that is general to the public about intermittent fasting that you may have right now. One is, should you actually be in a fast, right? Intermittent fasting. Well, intermittent fasting is not for everybody. So if you have, if you are underweight, you should not be in a fast. If you're pregnant, if you're breastfeeding, if you're a child under 18, I would not suggest do intermittent fasting or fasting of any kind. At least not for now. Now, if it is a teenager and has obesity and or overweight, I would encourage this for the parents, for you to participate, to learn some of these techniques. So as you learn, and especially on the nutrition side, you can start guiding that child going forward, and that should help. So, couple other things. How about certain diseases? If you have or you're under medication, type 1, type 2 diabetes, has gout or reflux, you can do intermittent fasting, but it's going to be guided. I would say, let your physician know that you're going to be doing an intermittent fasting, and ask a few questions about, okay, can I be without medication during the days that I'm fasting, or during these hours that I'm fasting? And the other two is, if you have to have, these medications, then obviously you can always do some leafy greens or things like that you can consume, with the medication. Certain medications, if on an empty stomach, might not be the greatest for you, especially blood pressure and so other medications. So if you have type 1 and type 2 diabetes, these are going to be highly monitored with your physician. It is possible. There is astronomical great benefits of intermittent fasting and fasting for people with diabetes, especially type 2. But type 1, extra careful, because we do not want to have hypoglycemia. So, the control of insulin, if a person is taking insulin, is important, okay? But yes, you can do intermittent fasting for that. Again, the only people that I would say at this point do not do intermittent fasting is pregnant ladies, ladies who are breastfeeding, children under the age of 18, with exceptions of education on the food and in what to eat, and people who are malnutrition, with some malnutrition and are underweight. Okay? Question number 2, is fast is going to put me into a starvation mode? And it says no, the body has its own ways, and we're going to learn about that, how to not put your body in starvation modes. We're going to burn glycogen and then go on start to burn amino acids and so on. So do not worry about being in a starvation mode and breaking down your muscle tissues, okay, for this. That's why we start, in a way that you can progress and can make safe progression, I would say. So what if, about exercise? Can I exercise during the fast? I kind of mentioned already, yes, you can exercise, and we're going to learn a few tricks about what kind of exercises, it's best during the fast or intermittent fasting. So no worries about that. You're not going to have to stop, your movement. I don't stop during my intermittent fasting. Will fasting burn muscle? Again, no, will not burn muscles. You're not going to destroy your muscle tissue. Again, the body is going to adapt and burn the storage that we have first, okay? Is fasting the same thing as a reduction of calories? No, it's not. It's quite different. And you may not eat as much, but that's not the intention over here. We're talking about adjusting the hours that you eat for optimization in the body. That's all. So if you choose to eat less, that's a different story. But no, it's not a calorie restriction diet. And I do not refer fasting as a diet. I recommend fasting as a long-term recommendation to be included part of your life. And we're going to talk about that during our live session. So don't worry, I'm not saying, oh my God, I'm never going to eat again, or I'm going to have to blah, blah, blah. I said, no, it's none of that. Okay. So there's ways that we can include this on our life without actually incurring any negative side effects, but just gaining a ton, which I have, and I will tell more of my personal story another time. Will I lose weight? Generally, yes, you will lose weight, because we're talking now about managing or optimizing your insulin levels. And insulin is a storage hormone, a fat storage hormone. So as we fast, we allow the body to burn more fat. And again, we're going to learn more about it. So yes, you generally are going to lose weight during an intermittent fasting, even if it is a short intermittent fasting or a long period of intermittent fasting. More to come on that. And I think I have 3 more questions over here. These, I kind of made a note over here. So, will fast make me cranky? Well, I'm just going to say this. If you're a cranky person already, maybe it's going to actually help you improve that, because it's going to help you balance your hormones. But no, generally, intermittent fast is not going to make you cranky. First of all, we're going to set your intentions for this, right? So, it's just going to adapt. And a lot of people are already doing some kind of fasting, but they don't realize or need a few tweaks over here and the right information to assure that it's optimized. So generally no, unless you're a cranky person already. And that actually might have a boost to a positive side because of hormone optimization. Funny, right? Will fast make me tired? No, it will not make you tired. Actually, it might give you more energy. Now, if you are under adrenal fatigue and if you're exhausted all the time, we're going to evaluate, your situation. But generally speaking, what we're going to do is to adjust the time of your meals to make sure that you eat in certain times versus other people. So there's, different ways or different times of the day according to the circadian rhythm for us to eat. And a person who is fatigued medically, diagnosed, or you feel really fatigued, even without tests, we can based on your knowledge of yourself, we can adjust this so you don't feel more tired. Actually, you're gonna up that energy. All right. Will fasting make me confused or forgetful? No, actually the opposite. Again, we're now balancing our hormones. We're allowing the brain and the body to utilize the glucose in the system, regulate the insulin, and burn some fat. So the body is gonna operate better. Does fast lead me to overeating or lead to overeating? Well, it can. If you've never done a fast, if you eat every 2 or 3 hours and overnight you don't take more than 8-10 hours or something like that, you might overeat. But that is just, again, we're going to learn strategies to do this. So don't worry. Also, because if after the fast you end up eating a little bit more than usual, it's not going to be as much as if you were eating every 2 or 3 hours in the past, or whatever 3 meals a day that you're doing previously. Okay, so often it does not compensate, okay, the preceding, amounts of food that you're eating. So how about if I take medication with food? I think I kind of addressed that, but first you're going to consult with your doctor, right, with your physician. If you want, you need to take these medications. 2 is if you have to take the medications, then we can put some leafy greens in there that does break the fast, but it's so minimal that the side effects are not going of the fast. The positive side effects are not going to go away. So don't worry about it. There's different strategies. You can put chia on the water and things like that, so don't worry. I think this is, a concern for most, and I'm going to kind of address again, how about if I have diabetes? And why this specifically question over here, that's so important, because you may have heard about, you know, insulin resistance, you may have heard about fasting related to insulin resistance, weight loss, and things like that, you know. And diabetes over here is a problem with insulin in the body, right? That is very important hormone in the body that helps to take our glucose to the cells, and in the cells then is going to be generating energy. So a person with type 1 diabetes must have, you know, insulin. So otherwise can be death, you know. So when we go into a fast, there is a chance that, you know, the blood sugars are going to go down. So again, we're going to manage this, but you got to be talking to your doctor about this and managing your insulin, you know, as much as possible, but especially your blood sugar, your glucose. There is meters, you know, that you use, and you can check your blood sugar. If you have diabetes, I'm sure that you have your glucose meter handy with you, so you're going to be using constantly. If you have type 2 diabetes, the same thing, is not as dangerous, but we want to prevent hypoglycemia. So again, you're going to be talking to your doctor. You know, if you're really interested in doing this, you know, communicate with your doctor between now and the day that we start the challenge. And so you have an idea. So these are some of the questions that I hope that clarify, that give you some clarification and get you motivated to embark in this journey with me. And just a quick note on my history with intermittent fasting and fasting. I've been doing this for quite some time now, especially intermittent fasting. And I started doing fasting from 1 day to up to 5 days a couple of years ago, and has been great. I just did one between Christmas and New Year's, and that was a water fast, actually, with some caffeine in the morning. You know, about maybe 8 ounces of, you know, coffee I drank in the morning. And that does not break the fast anyway. But this has been, I don't know, 4 or 5 times that I've done a 5-day, but I do 1 day once a week often, you know, kind of, you know, I have barely missed a day on a week for the past couple of years. I'm doing this. And then I've done several times, you know, 2 days, 3 days, and so on, in a variety of that while I was kind of getting adjusted to 5 days. And I can tell you this, I exercise the entire time when I do in a fast or not. And I get great boost of energy. Yes, the first time I did, it was, you know, a little challenging, but then the body adjusts. Again, we just need time to adjust. But I also don't envision you, if you're eating multiple times a day, to go into a 24-hour fast or anything longer. We're going to start at your pace, where you are at, and I'm going to educate you that on day 1, and you're going to be able to pick your starting point. Okay, so I hope this was informative to you. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to me at info@bfabbu.com, BEFABBEYOU.com. You can also join the tribe if you're in Facebook, and you can find that at BFABBU tribe in the groups. And if you want to reach me via phone, that's great too. 770-835-5490, and if I don't answer immediately, you can text me or leave a message and I'll call you right back. Okay, I'm excited to be leading this intermittent fasting with you. This is an amazing thing. Like I said, I have plenty of experience and I have a lot of scientific data to share with you, and I hope this was you know, motivating or motivational enough that you want to embark on this journey with me.